Guys or girls of Reddit, what's a red flag in someone you look at and say nope? Accountability. If you can't accept when you're wrong or apologize, then I'm out. I don't have time for the mental gymnastics you have to jump through to justify your shitty behavior. There's a saying my mom used to say, I'd where she got it from, but it's if a guy isn't nice to anyone but you, he isn't nice, which means that if he's rude to waitstaff, or in general a douche to anyone else, he's still a douche. Wants you to drastically change or give up your hobbies. Talking negatively behind other people's backs. If they do something wrong and turn it the other way so you think you did something, making someone feel guilty bad for something. At a bar, I was drinking with a group of friends when, toward the end of the night, everyone went save for a new buddy I had made. He gave us another drink, and I stayed reluctantly. He then asked me to return to his house, but I declined. He repeatedly questioned before responding, "It's not like I'm going to rape you." He kept doing this, and I finally snapped and left. He was the only man at the bar sporting a salmon-colored Izod shirt, I might point out. Inability to be alone is a huge red flag for both genders. The last one that happened was a date I was on started mocking her ex because apparently he became a crier after a family death. Like bro, he didn't become a crier, he was grieving, and you're a whole cunt. Never called her back. People who have zero sense of humor. You've got to have a laugh at some stage of the day at work, school, hobbies, etc. anywhere. If all they can talk is problems in their life. The type of douche that insults people that says it's only a joke, yikes. Treating waitstaff and retail clerks disrespectfully. Any of the following in their personal ad: if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve my best. Insert physical appearance characteristic here can go to the front of the line. They are a die-hard fan of Steven Seagal. Still messages exes while simultaneously talking shit about them. If they're mean to pets. Their pet, your pet, a friend's pet. Some of the worst people I've ever known showed signs early when they kicked a cat or hit a dog. Some of the best people I know would bleed for their pets. People who try to get close to you too fast, with too much intensity. From what I've experienced, they usually want something from you or want to manipulate you. If all of your friends, or your trusted family members, hate your boyfriend/girlfriend, often, they can see things about you so that you can't. A guy who thinks all women are easy. Talking about their first love, claiming they'll always love them while trying to be in a relationship with you. When he asserts that he has PTSD from his time in Afghanistan, has nightmares in which he chokes you while you're asleep, and is aggressively racist toward anyone who even remotely resembles someone from the Middle East, it turns out that he never advanced past week 2 of basic training. I'm sorry about my in-law. A dog owner that walks their dog, yet has no poop bags. Red flag. Blaming others for anything negative that happens. If they're scrolling on their phone on the first date or two, it just screams I'm bored and uninterested. It's just incredibly rude. Being lazy or not carrying your own weight or being helpful is a red flag. After a certain point it becomes disrespectful. Getting angry over any little inconvenience. I shouldn't have to help you control your emotions. Not cleaning your house and car. Like never. At least clean it once a month and not just let it pile with nowhere so even step on. Weird one, but if they feel the incessant need to flip off a camera in photos. Someone who doesn't exhibit vicarious happiness. A promotion, a vacation, a game you love, the cute kid jumping in a puddle with glee, the puppy chasing a ball. Whatever you or others are excited about, are they happy for you, too? If they only are excited about stuff that pertains to them, they're not good friend material. They may even be rooting against you or see other people as competition. Or they're just self-centered. Lack of empathy and narcissism. People that define themselves by their zodiac sign. People who say, "Oh my god, that's so funny," but don't laugh. Hentai t-shirt. If I'm scrolling through Tinder and all of your photos have filters on them, I have a dark and often politically incorrect sense of humor, but my red flag is this: if that is the only type of joke a person makes, they don't have a dark sense of humor. They're an asshole. I'd give this as here yet, but how they handle their anger. I don't mind yelling or shows of frustration, that's just being human. As soon as it comes to degrading character or name-calling or anything like that though, it's a no for me. Same with any displays of violence, no matter how small. As someone dating for marriage, there's one quote that stuck with me a long time. You can choose your husband, but your kids can't choose their dad, so look out for them too. Basically, if 5-year-old me would not feel safe around him, then it's a no-go. To me? Well, Schrodinger's douchebag, a guy who says offensive things and decides whether he was joking based on the reaction of people around him. Brudisease on Urban Dictionary, 2020. People that are rude to service workers. People who use mental disorders, illnesses as an excuse to be a shitty person. Telling you he's the only friend you need and trying to isolate you. For me, a big one is if all his exes are crazy. That tells me one of a few things. 1. He's lying, possibly to cover up for cheating or abuse, and trying to discredit them in advance. 2. He's immature and can't accept a mutual breakup, like we wanted different things or we grew apart. 3. He thinks all women are crazy. 4. He is drawn to partners who are problematic. Perhaps all his exes were involved in criminal activity or heavy drug use or something. This one I can forgive if he's gotten away from that lifestyle. 5. He has gaslit all his partners or been emotionally abusive and they all eventually had breakdowns as a result of his abuse. I just don't think it's worth taking a chance with a guy who makes this claim. If they don't reciprocate anything or are generally cold in a relationship, don't expect their attention all the time, but if it feels like they're ignoring you or don't show you any intimacy, big red flag. A swastika on the forehead, red flag. Disney adults. A person who wants to move to America's Wang, putting themselves in the path of increasingly destructive hurricanes, just to be closer to a mouse park, is not a stable adult. If they idealize me, Confederate flag. No hobbies, interests or passion for anything. Comparing you to their exes. Yugglo jugglet. If they're attracted to me and they treat me great, but don't extend that same kindness to people they aren't attracted to, that's a huge turn-off for me. If someone is unnecessarily mean to children or animals, like if someone can't stop talking about how much they hate children or certain animals, it just gives off a really bad vibe. When they say that all their exes are crazy bitches, assholes, their only common point is you are probably the problem. 99 of what's been said here is a red flag, but not the way you think. Biggest red flag is when they don't know what a red flag is and instead just rattle off shit they don't like. That delusional level of confidence that means having strong opinions of every topic, regardless of how uninformed they are. Anger problems. I like to keep it cool and calm. Don't come round here with that shit. If the person wants you to spend all of your time with them, may seem endearing, especially in the honeymoon phase, but people often do this to isolate you from friends and family. When they go to your first date wearing only shorts and Crocs. I want a real man or some other variant of dictating what a man should be. It's always an immature, toxic individual who holds harmful gender stereotypes and wants to receive 100 of the effort, have their way through life be paid for them, and all without having to contribute anything to the relationship themselves, and are still going to see the mother, and vice versa. Inability to recognize where they went wrong in past relationships, inability to learn, and blaming entirely on others, having loud, obscene, vulgar language in public areas and especially in family-oriented settings, someone who apologizes but never changes after apology, manipulation. What they say and what they do don't match up. Actions will speak louder than words. Talk is cheap, generally having a large neck tattoo or an obscene tattoo that's highly visible and hard to cover. The neck one sometimes isn't the case, but in my own personal experience, it's always been the case except one outlier. Blaming everyone and everything for them having a bad time when it's their shit attitude and perspective that causes most of their problems. Constantly negative, taking, receiving a lot but giving bare minimum. Lopsided effort in friendships, relationships, bad table manners, especially in public look at me behavior. Constantly needing outside validation. I hate when people interrupt someone when talking. Especially when they say, "Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt," but there are so many people who do this and it's annoying and ruins the conversation when you confront them about it. When the person's doing meth, they put you down as a joke. Not just teasing, but things like calling your hobbies, tastes, preferences, etc. stupid or something like that, and then laughing at themselves. Absence of a poop knife. 3 kids under 3 by 3 different women. Nah, I'm good. At least in gay dating, it's somewhat common for people to rattle off lists of things they don't want as opposed to what they do. I'd say that counts. Also, if they're trying to pressure you into stuff you're making it clear you aren't ready for with him, that's a red flag too. I once read a news story on Facebook about a woman in Spain who was horribly gang raped in broad daylight. Half the guys in the comment thread said things to the effect of, she didn't yell out or fight back. She just stayed still with her eyes closed, so how is that rape? Red flag. Red flag. Red flag. Men who say things like this are either rapists themselves or have a bunch of frat-minded brothers who are.
I hope you all are doing well, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video. If you have something to say critically or otherwise, leave a comment. And if you enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe to see more of it. I hope you all have wonderful and fulfilled lives.